Tonight, when you close your eyes, something strange is going to happen. Your brain is going to take you somewhere else. You will fly or fall, or stand in a crowd without your clothes on, or face something chasing you through a place that doesn't exist. You will feel fear that isn't real, love for people who aren't there, and loss for things you've never had. And when you wake up, you'll shake it off and pour your coffee. But here's what nobody tells you. That dream you just had, your ancestor had it too. The same one, tens of thousands of years ago, sitting in a cave with a fire dying down, wrapped in animal skin. They closed their eyes and went somewhere else. The real question isn't what you dream about. The question is why every human who has ever lived has dreamed at all. Dreams are not noise. That's the first thing science wants you to understand. For most of the 20th century, researchers treated dreaming as a kind of mental static, random neurons firing while the body repaired itself, producing meaningless images the waking mind tried to stitch into stories. That model is now considered incomplete. What replaced it is far more interesting. Your brain during deep REM sleep is not resting, it is running. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker at the University of California, Berkeley, has shown that during REM sleep, your brain is nearly as electrically active as it is when you are fully awake. Blood flow increases, emotional processing centers light up, memory systems begin sorting through everything you experienced, deciding what to keep and what to discard. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for logic, planning, and self-awareness, dims significantly. And when logic steps back, something older steps forward. That something older is what your ancient ancestors were working with all along. Here's what researchers now believe. Dreaming is not a byproduct of sleep. It is a function of survival. Antti Revonsuo, a cognitive neuroscientist at the University of Turku, proposed what he called the threat simulation theory. The idea is precise and unsettling. Your brain uses dreams to rehearse threats, to simulate danger in a safe environment so that when real danger appears, your nervous system already has a response ready. That is why you run in dreams. That is why you hide, fight, and freeze. That is why the monster never quite catches you, because the simulation's job isn't to traumatize you, it's to train you. Now, imagine what that function meant for a human being living 100,000 years ago. Your ancestor did not have walls. They did not have locks or alarm systems or a city between them and the dark. Every night was an experiment in survival. Predators moved through the grass. Rival groups could appear at the edge of firelight. Infection spread through a single cut. The stakes of every waking moment were absolute. And so when their body rested, their brain kept working. It ran the simulations. It rehearsed the scenarios. It processed the fear from the hunt that happened that afternoon and prepared the response for the hunt that might happen tomorrow. Dreaming was not a luxury. It was a tool. And the content of those dreams would not have been so different from yours. In 2000, psychologist Calvin Hall published an analysis of over 50,000 dream reports collected across decades and multiple cultures. His findings are remarkable. Across the entire dataset, the most common dream themes are consistent. You are being chased. You are falling. You are trying and failing to do something simple. You are naked or exposed in public. You are reunited with someone dead. You are late and can't find where you need to go. These themes do not change between cultures. They do not change between centuries. They appear in dream records from ancient Egypt, from medieval Europe, from indigenous oral traditions. The fears are the same. The scenarios are the same. The emotional texture is the same. Your brain and the brain of someone who died before the invention of writing are running the same dream software. But dreams are not only about fear. And this is where the story becomes something larger than a survival mechanism. Anthropologists studying dream cultures in traditional societies have found something that modern science is only beginning to take seriously. For most of human history, dreams were not private, they were communal. In many indigenous traditions, dreaming is not something that happens to an individual and gets forgotten by morning. It is reported, interpreted, discussed, and acted upon. The Iroquois of northeastern North America had a formal ceremony, the Ondinnonk, in which community members gathered to share their dreams, and the group would collectively work to fulfill what the dreamer's soul appeared to be asking for. For the Iroquois, a dream was not a symptom, it was a message. The Achuar people of the Amazon wake before dawn and immediately share their dreams of their family before a single word is spoken about the waking day. The dream comes first. The dream sets the intention. Anthropologist Laura Rivel, who studied Amazonian peoples extensively, documented how entire decisions, when to hunt, which direction to travel, whom to marry, could pivot on a single powerful dream by a trusted member of the group. This is not superstition, or rather, it is not only superstition. It reflects something real about what dreaming does. When you share a dream, you externalize your inner emotional state. You give language to fears and desires that haven't yet surfaced in your conscious mind. The community's interpretation is, in a real sense, a collective psychological processing. Your ancestors were doing therapy before the concept existed. And then there is the question of what they saw when they dreamed. Paleoanthropologist David Lewis Williams spent decades studying the rock art of the Sand people of southern Africa, some of the oldest representational art on Earth. His argument, laid out in detail in his research, is that a significant portion of prehistoric cave art, the spirals, the grids, the tunnels, the half-human, half-animal figures, represents not observations of the external world, but images from altered states of consciousness, from trance, from the threshold between sleeping and waking, from dreams. Look at the cave art of Lascaux. Look at the painted figures of Chauvet, some 32,000 years old. The animals are not simple representations. They flicker and move. They have multiple legs, suggesting motion, suggesting the image was captured from somewhere other than ordinary waking sight. Some researchers now believe that the first artists were not just recording the world they could see, they were recording the world they could see when their eyes were closed. Your dream is in some sense the oldest art form on Earth. And here's the part of this that lands differently when you let it settle. You live in a world specifically designed to suppress dreaming. Artificial light delays your melatonin onset and shortens REM cycles. Alarm clocks cut dreams off at their most vivid phase. Alcohol, which millions of people use to fall asleep, suppresses REM almost entirely. Matthew Walker's research shows that the modern world is running on a chronic REM debt that may be connected to rising rates of anxiety, depression, and emotional dysregulation in ways science is still mapping. Your ancient ancestor had none of that interference. They slept when the sun set and woke when the sun rose. Their REM cycles ran uninterrupted for 9, 10, 11 hours. They dreamed longer, deeper, and with more vividness than almost anyone alive today. And they took those dreams seriously. They talked about them. They built meaning from them. They let them guide decisions. You wake up and check your phone before the dream has even finished fading. There's a version of you that is 10,000 years old and still running. It processes your losses while you sleep. It rehearses your fears so you don't freeze when they appear in real life. It surfaces the emotions your waking mind is too busy to feel. It speaks in image and symbol because that is the language it learned long before words existed. Every night, you close your eyes and go somewhere ancient. The question your ancestors were asking, and the question sleep researchers are now beginning to answer, is not what your dream means. It is what your dream is trying to protect. Tonight, when the sun goes down and you finally close your eyes, your brain is going to take you somewhere else. It always has. For every human who has ever lived, it always has. The only thing that has changed is whether you were paying attention when you came back.